There's definitely some things in this game that I think need to be changed. Let's get going with them. So I've been enjoying the Fractured Plane on the Wizard. I actually think it's a lot of fun doing the Fractured Plane. What I'm kind of bummed out about is that this event doesn't run permanently. If you actually go to the event window, you can see it is a limited time event. So this will be going away after a certain time. I'd like to make the appeal to Blizzard that the Fractured Plane, in my personal opinion, should stay because this is quite enjoyable. It is well designed. Being able to get a legendary every week is great, and it's not too long or too much of addition that it feels like something we have to do. I don't feel like I'm really missing out if I decide not to do it. I like the fact that there's this whole leveling system where you can choose to like buy things or save your coins and then upgrade the shards. You can get better drops, and that your stats from outside of the match don't matter when you get inside of the match. It's actually a pretty enjoyable version of the game. So in my opinion, this event should probably stay around. It's just personal opinion. Cosmetics in this game are absolutely, I mean, fantastic looking. I think what we should be able to do is transmog your cosmetics so that where you're at the essence transfer, not only can you transfer the essence of what the item actually does, but you can also transfer what it looks like. With the new addition of the wings, there's some pretty cool looks you can do with different outfits plus your wings. I'm actually a pretty big fan of that. I also like the fact that we can now wear the wings with the original look of the costumes too. There's a whole way we could go down the route of transmogify. I don't know if transmog is something they want in this game or not, but I really hope it is, because in my personal opinion, it would be a huge update, and would be maybe a quality of life, not really something that's going to add more content to the game or increase the longevity of the game or whatever, but it would be a nice thing for the quality of life for people. It would just be real enjoyable to be able to do that. Warbands need to be reworked or basically dropped entirely, and all of the requirements for what you get from the warband put into something else. Warbands basically people don't do. You're supposed to be able to do it so that way you have access to all these different items, etc. In reality, people don't really do the warband stuff quite as much. You only have to do the warband weekly raid once a week in order to get the Eternal Crest, and other than that, people just hop around from warband to warband to do it, since it's only a one-time type of thing. There's not really a reason to stay in the warband unless you're going for those items, but trust me, the sealed warband chests drop way lower than just like the drop rate of green items, etc. So normally by the time you're getting warband chests to turn into the warband, you're already going to have better items than something you're going to get in the warband chest anyway. Basically all this to say, the warband's only good right in the beginning when you can get green items that otherwise you don't have the paragon levels to be able to equip, and that's really about it. I'm not really super excited about the warband system. I think it needs to be reworked. Charm system is actually quite interesting, and I think better than people think it is, but the problem is the extracting costs 500 platinum. I mean, platinum is this shouldn't cost platinum in my opinion. I think this should be a part of the game where it's so hard to get them anyway. Extracting 500 platinum from free-to-play players just to do this effectively means that you're just taxing them on what they're going to get from the auction house, because most free-to-play players are going to be selling these, and I think it's a bummer if we're just taking another 500 platinum. I don't think the charm system is really like super abusable. It's expensive. It's hard to get your hands on charms. It has a lot of problems with it, so I really think the extracting this 500 platinum could probably be removed, or a buff to the system itself, as I just think there's a lot of wiggle room we have in this charm system. It's still not fully fledged out for sure. Adding the ability of green items to drop out of here would be fine, because basically as it stands, the gambos currently in the rarities and antiquities are completely worthless. For the secondary items, you basically don't buy these unless you're like just started the game and you need like a ring or something. These are garbage. So I think basically we should add green items there. And I want to expand upon this to be able to say that set items in Gimro need some kind of reworking in terms of drops. I understand we buff them in the dungeon. There needs to be other ways to get set items, or at least increase the drop rate as well, as set items are... I mean, set items are going to make people quit the game because of how long it takes to get all of the sets, the storage issues related to it, and don't even get me started on storage. That was going to be the next one on this list, which if you go here, like, why can I adjust the stash name tab for the tab if you can only have one tab. That's not a tab. That's just renaming the stash. This is all this is. We need more storage. See, look, it literally says stash 1 by default, okay? Where's stash 2? Where's stash 3? Where is stash 4? See, look, stash 1. See that right there? This is mind-blowing to me that this is all the storage we have. Please fix this. These crystals are basically impossible to get and can get locked out of you on the challenge rift from other players that are blocking people out for months. And not only that, but we've had people buying fake orbs, locking people out for months in this game on basically every server. So I kind of think that maybe we should drop the prices of these crystals to something where if you buy it, you're not clinically insane, because at the moment, this is ridiculous pricing. Is basically just a way of saying, hey, you can technically get them, but you can't get them because, I mean, no, you can't get enough scrap to buy enough of these to do literally anything. More a minor thing, but I feel like the first kill of the day and the login bonuses, stuff like these could be buffed to make people excited to log in. Knowing that tomorrow I get 1 charm basically means that if I was a casual player and not, you know, worried about spending money or whatever, and I was just trying to get the freebies, this 1 charm isn't enough reason of a freebie for me to even care to log in. So if I was on the fence of logging in, like, oh, should I log in? Like, oh, I got to get my 1 charm or 1 rare crest is not enough to do it. So I feel like at least the first kill of the day or the first login, these should be buffed by like 50%. I think it's honestly a little ridiculous that it's like, oh, you've logged in 4, got 4 of them in a row. Here's 50 scrap. I understand it's all free. It's just over the top. It doesn't go anywhere. It's repeatable. I get all that, but like, I mean, 1 charm as a reward. What I like to say is if it's barely even worth to click the button to claim it, then you probably want to buff it. Filing selling normal gems out of the market are instantaneous. Like I can click here, I can click sell, list the item. It says it's available already, you see? Then when someone buys it, I can claim it instant. But when I go to sell like legendary gems like I got from Eternal Crest, there's a huge delay of time. And obviously the huge delay of time isn't doing anything because we have tons of services that buy the legendary gems from people through the marketplace and all that, okay? In my personal opinion, I think that we should maybe reduce the amount of time it takes to sell the legendary gems just because it can be kind of a pain in the ass. In my personal opinion, I remember being very frustrated at having to wait, hours and hours and hours. Counterpoint to my own point, though, only the wells are really affected by this. And once you sell your gems, they're sold. So maybe it's not as big of a deal as some of the other ones on this list, if I'm being fair. All right, that's about it. That's what I would like to see out of the next major update in terms of updates to stuff that are already in the game that I feel like can either be saved, adjusted, etc., tweak with the numbers. None of these are like huge, massive, game-changing changes, you'll notice. But these are things that seem to me, it's like they're brain dead obvious. It's like, okay, you could change this. It's not going to ruin the game. You're not going to ruin your monetization. It shouldn't affect anything negatively. But what it should do is give people a reason to be on the game more. Is basically what these changes are targeted for. Love you all. Consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel if you're new. If you're wondering why I ask for subs in every video, it's because sponsors will literally pay you more just for having more subscribers. It's pretty much that simple, ladies and gentlemen. I have a secret that I'm going to share just for the people that made it to the end of the video here. I purchased yesterday a 2016 Mercedes Sprinter van. I'm building it into a mobile YouTube studio, and the plan is to go visit all of you guys, do fan meetups, go to events, etc., and sort of travel and show that you can live out of these things while mobile, while still doing YouTube for the mobile gaming stuff. It's going to be like an 8-month build. I'm going to be streaming a large part of the progress. I will be doing some of that tonight as well at twitch.tv/StarthMicrotransaction. It's a whole thing. And if you're interested in any of that, consider joining the Discord, follow me on Twitter, all the updates will be there. That's it. Just a little plug for that. Blizzard, please change these things. See you on the next video.